Hey y'all, it's September the 3rd, 2017, and y'all, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, but just right now, I spent a good 30-40 minutes watching some sort of parade, happening in Austin. I believe it was happening earlier today. And the parade was one of these protest parades where they were doing a little parade. They didn't like DACA being repealed, which y'all might know out there, that's the Dreamer Act and stuff. If you get into the country at a certain age and you have dreams, well then that means, we'll pay for certain stuff, and that's how it's been for a while. Now, from what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, the DACA Act has not been repealed. It hasn't been repealed, but the people in Austin over there, a lot of brown folks, they got together and they were protesting it. They were protesting the repeal. It hasn't been repealed. However, I can understand that they might be protesting the idea that it might get repealed soon or something like that, just to stave off any repealing that might be done in the future. So I was watching this, and it's a parade, right? And it starts, I guess, with speakers and stuff. I saw a couple of them speaking, and I'll explain the different demographics that they're hitting up. But they had a speech with some speakers, and then later on I heard that they have Girl in a Coma, which is actually a band that I truly enjoyed. I wonder what's up with them. I haven't been keeping tabs on them, but they're at the parade too. There are some Mexican girls, and they do a sort of old school type of rock and stuff. Girl in the Coma, and I believe they're from out of San Antonio and stuff like that. They're real good. But anyways, there's a parade, and this parade basically it has some agendas, and in that is anti-repeal of DACA, which hasn't been repealed. Alright, but also it's anti, from what I gathered, because I heard a few of the speakers, it's anti-white supremacy rally. It's an anti-Donald Trump rally. It's anti-white supremacy and anti-hate and anti-discrimination and all sort of things like that. Alright, and just to explain, the number of speakers that I did see hit up certain demographics. There was, I believe, an undocumented citizen who got up and spoke about the rights of undocumented citizens. And there was another lady, and she got, according to her, she got DACA funding previously, and she thought that was wonderful. I also think it's wonderful, and I'm happy for her. But she was really going gung-ho about the white supremacy, and the thing is that the white people are hating on everybody and they're trying to deport everybody, and she was going on about that. I saw a couple other speakers, actually. It was nuts. At one point, I swear, these speakers came out, 3 of them, with these big flags. The certain flags out there, those new flags that say that you'll have sex with anything that you find, those new decorative flags that they have. They came out with those, and I was like, whoa. And you could definitely tell that one was transgender, obviously, and drinks too much beers. And with the other ones, it was kind of ambiguous. You didn't know what they were, but they got up and they were talking about transgender illegal alien rights. It was nuts. It went nuts up in there. And then right after that, they had some guy, some blonde hair, blue-eyed guy get up to represent the Muslim community. I guess for Muslim immigrants, Muslim dreamers, or something like that. So he starts getting on. It's you already start to see exactly what demographics they invited to this here party. And I was watching the whole video, and of course, InfoWars is very racist, very KKK. They're very hateful individuals, every last one of them at Infowars.com. They were going and they were marching with the parade and stuff, and nobody wanted to talk to them about anything. You'll notice, not anything. They don't want to answer questions. They don't want to have no dialogue. Nothing. These people out here at the parade, all they want to do is chant. All they want to do is chant and march down the street. It's dude, how is that all you want to do? How are you supposed to trust somebody and to know that all they want to do is march and chant down the street like some sort of Nazis, and for no reason, because they won't talk to you about what it is that they're even chanting about. And so that's what I was watching and stuff, and it was really kind of silly, you guys. I mean, it was really kind of out there. It was unfortunately very typical. Thing is, that kind of inspired me while I was watching all that madness and stuff, thinking about sharing it with y'all. It kind of inspired me to reiterate, because I'm sure that I've mentioned before. I mean, you know, the family that I did grow up around, you know, is over there in South Texas, you know what I'm saying? There's brown people in it. Brown people's in my family a lot. Alright, so I grew up around that. Right? And what I had to explain is, you know, you get some kind of a certain perspective on it when you're very white looking and stuff, and then your whole family, there are different colors and shades of brown and stuff. You start to notice things about them. Alright? And one thing that I have to reiterate is, like, I don't believe in racism, and I said that a million billion times, but the thing is, I don't believe in it. I think it's a trick on your mind. It's a trick to get you to not be able to see reality and stuff like that. It doesn't really exist. But however, even with that in mind, you gotta understand, Mexicans, definitely the most racist people that I ever met. Period. All day. They're just, that is what they are. Like most of them. God bless them. I'm a good people. They get hella racist, and there's all sort of proof on this. There's any numbers of proof on the fact that Mexicans are definitely the most racist people that I've ever known. Alright? They accepted me. You know, they didn't go wind up murdering me and stuff. So, you know, they can accept certain people. Here's what I gotta explain. Mexicans, for the most part, coming from South Texas, South Central Texas, I gotta explain. Mexicans, for the most part, they don't, I know it's going to be controversial, they don't trust black people. They don't like black people very much. And to be honest with you, white supremacy doesn't exist, but if it ever did exist, it exists with Mexican people in their minds. For whatever reason, I mean, I got my own theories. For whatever reason, Mexicans hold white people to be very supreme. Alright, and it's on their television. Like, that's, I mean, if you want 100% proof of what I'm telling you right now, turn on any Mexican channel, one of those Telemundos, Unimas, or whatever it's called. Turn on one of those to see how many white people that you see. You're gonna see a lot of white people. You just are, I guarantee you, no matter what time of the day you turn it on. And then also look for black people. I mean, you're gonna see token black people assuredly. No, they don't do that. All right, for whatever reason, and that's not to say that they won't accept some black people. You know, for the most part, and it's kind of weird, Mexican culture around these parts has definitely consumed and assimilated to some black culture. That's pretty evident. I mean, there's a lot of Mexicans out here who like rap music and all that sort of thing and stuff, and they dress similarly sometimes. And anyways, all I'm trying to say is, in general, if racism did exist, and it doesn't exist, if it did though, Mexicans would be the ultimate racist. And it's weird because they actually do believe in white supremacy. For sure. I mean, it's really not debatable. Right. And what I kind of added up to, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, is, you know, Spain had a very big involvement when it came to Mexico. This is why they speak Spanish. Everybody there speaks Spanish. It's because of the Spaniards, and they were very light skinned, the whole nine, the blue eyes and the blonde hair. Spain, alright? So they go over there, and of course everybody starts having relations with everybody. I mean, obviously there was some killing here and there, but it was a lot of relations being had. What it equated to was a whole bunch of different colors and tones of brown people who spoke Spanish. That's what it equated to. Right? And some people, for whatever reason, chose to remain in their whiteness as far as being Spaniards. That's what they did, and kind of the culture started revolving around that. So everybody was brown, they were speaking Spanish, but it became something like, you know, to be more whiter is good. Alright, that's what it became there in Mexico, and that's what it still is today. To be more whiter is good. You're going to be on the TV more, and you're going to have everything. To be more whiter is good in Mexico, lots of the times. I mean, that is if you don't know, I mean, if you know where you're going and you don't become like some kidnapped person, because Mexico's dangerous. They'll kidnap a white person, and they'll get big money for it. Alright, and they're the most racist, and they do believe in white supremacy. It's really kind of weird. But what's even more weird is they're having a parade. All these people, all these brown people, talking about they're anti supremacy of the white people. It's like, dude, y'all are the only ones who believe in white supremacy, and it's nuts. And these people don't care. These people are savage barbarians, right? They can't stop. They won't stop. And this is the tribulation. They're also balls deep. And I'll holler at y'all September the 3rd. 2017.